We do Braille printing here, and we do a lot of it as a community service to people who need Braille. We also contract with some state agencies to provide Braille materials, whether it would be a book that they need, whether it would be, we've done employee handbooks, we do restaurant menus. I mean, really whatever an agency or an organization or an individual needs, I mean, they can come to us and we can look at providing that Braille material for them. There are a number of people who are blind in our community that are Braille readers, and so for them to have access to material in the format that they use, then Braille materials need to be produced on an as-needed basis. So we feel like the service is very necessary. It's really important for people who are blind or visually impaired to have that sense of independence and sense of privacy. And so, we brought up the issue here of Braille paychecks. I mean, being able to get your pay stub and being able to read it yourself without having to rely on somebody else to read it. I mean, it's just not real comfortable. You think about if you were in a work environment, having to ask the guy next to you to read you your pay stub to make sure it was correct. While we do projects for the community, a lot of our equipment is used to train people on Braille. We have Braille classes here for people who are losing their vision. I think it's important to advocate for Braille literacy. I think it's important, even though blindness is a pretty low incidence disability, it's important for every child to have the opportunity to get an equal education. And I think that Braille is an integral part of that. And I think that we should have a push to require that children who are blind have access to being taught Braille. I mean, I sure wouldn't allow my child to sit in a classroom and be handed a stack of tapes and say, oh, gee, we're out of textbooks, so here's, because I know that that's not the best. I know that they're not going to learn what they need to learn. We see that Braille readers are, when they graduate school, they're more successful. They have more opportunities. They tend to get into the workplace faster. The unemployment rate is much lower amongst Braille readers than non-Braille readers, and it's because of the literacy issues. So I do think it's important.